God is the Almighty. Yet why does He allow this world to remain filled with suffering, wars, diseases, and natural disasters? Why doesn't He remove all of these so that the earth may be left only with peace and happiness? Indeed, the world we live in holds countless problems. There are people struggling in poverty, in deprivation, in illness, and in war. And there are also those who have everything in material terms, yet live in emptiness, loneliness, and inner unrest. When they no longer worry about food and shelter, they begin to search for something deeper, for the true meaning of life. And right there, a turning point begins to emerge. Most people look at life through the lens of suffering and resentment. They see injustice, they see chaos, and they believe that God has abandoned this world. But if we could look from a higher perspective, from a deeper awareness, we would see that everything happening has only one purpose, and that purpose is awakening. God has granted human beings absolute freedom, and suffering is the result of wrong choices. Those who live unconsciously and fully believe in their minds will suffer in every circumstance. They suffer because of ignorance. They suffer because they know too much. They suffer when they are poor, and even in wealth, they still suffer. They suffer when they are alone, and even when someone is beside them. If they are not married, they suffer from loneliness. If they are married, they suffer from not being understood. Without children, they suffer. And once they have them, they complain that they are so hard to raise. Try to point out one thing in life where people do not suffer. Absolutely nothing. People today suffer because of everything, whatever exists, and even what has not yet existed, they suffer because of it. But in truth, you do not suffer because of loneliness. You do not suffer because of others. You do not suffer because of poverty or wealth. You suffer because you are living in the world of the mind. The mind believes that if it fills that suffer with money, sex, alcohol, or stimulation, you will feel life has meaning. But that is never complete. This life is full of suffering, but in truth, it is a perfect creation. Perfect because within it, you are given the opportunity to become anything you wish to be. God does not force you to follow any particular path. He has given you the freedom to choose, to do whatever you wish, to become whoever you wish, a murderer, a poor man, a wealthy man, or an awakened soul. Every possibility is open before you. Along with that absolute freedom, God has also established the laws that govern the entire universe. These laws are not sentences. They are not tools by which He punishes mankind, as the mind often imagines. It is the mind itself, through fear, that has woven countless myths about God, about heaven and hell, about Satan, about demons, and so on. In truth, God punishes no one. He simply allows the laws to operate with precision and perfect fairness. Laws such as the law of karma or the law of attraction merely function upon the residual energies that you carry within your own psyche. Whatever exists within your psyche will manifest outwardly in your life, because life itself is the mirror reflection of your inner world. It is the most honest mirror, reflecting with exactness whatever resides within you. From that reflection, human beings live in suffering, in anxiety, in restlessness. And through that very process, they seek liberation to move toward freedom. We are witnessing a world filled with suffering, death, calamity, and disease. Yet all of these outcomes arise from the ego of humankind. The impulses of the ego, the energies of greed, of mutual dissatisfaction, accumulated through countless lifetimes and generations, lead to conflict, manifesting as either armed or unarmed struggles. Conflict dissolves the collective ego and its impulses. But at the same time, it may give birth to new ones, in the endless cycle of an eye for an eye. When we begin to see the true nature of conflict, we start to understand why such things happen. Yet, even in that understanding, we can still perceive the Creator's love quietly shining through all phenomena. Illness comes as a signal, telling us that there is a misalignment between body and mind. It is a reminder that creation is inviting us to pause, to look within, and to heal. War teaches us a lesson about the price of resolving conflict through violence. Therefore, let us learn to dissolve suffering right at its root, in thought, so that it will not manifest into words or violent actions. Let spirituality be the foundation for humanity's evolution, and war will cease to exist. Poverty teaches us about diligence, learning, and gratitude. And natural disasters teach us that every act against nature always returns to humankind itself. When we see nature as something to exploit, rather than as a living being that coexists with us, the natural disasters are the earth's cry of pain, forcing us to pause, to look again, and to learn how to live in harmony instead of domination. Humanity is creating its own suffering, trapped within the collective ego, within a state of mass delusion. Yet from within those ashes, the flowers of compassion and service begin to bloom. History has shown this, as in the story of Saint Elizabeth Ann Seton, who, after loss and rejection, transformed her pain into the power to found schools and charitable institutions for the poor. Collective suffering is the most powerful force driving spiritual evolution. The Almighty does not create a false paradise where every desire is instantly fulfilled. He creates a perfect masterpiece, a place where we are free to experience, to stumble, to learn, and finally, to awaken, to realize the love and creative power that have always been within our own soul. And that journey is the journey of returning home. The journey through suffering is, in fact, the journey back to your true being, back to the peace, stillness, and clarity that have always been within you. On this path, the path of spiritual awakening, I will walk with you, step by step, to help you truly transform your psyche and begin the practice. I've created the 26-day journey of healing inner wounds and awakening the infinite potential within. Each day, you'll receive an email containing a teaching and a specific practice. Theory, you can find it everywhere. But what humanity is lacking today is not more words. It's deep, sincere practice. Because only when you practice with honesty, with the right methods, can your psyche truly transform. And I'm deeply looking forward to meeting you in this beautiful and transformative journey of healing.